Welcome back, everyone. Nick and Lex here. Thank you so much for joining me today to a new episode of Music with Nick. We got a new marathon by Nick himself. He has been contributing a lot of Thin Lizzy to the channel, and today we got something a bit different. We will get another Thin Lizzy marathon from Nick soon. I think tomorrow, the day after, whenever I have the time to record it. But today we're going to focus first on a Phil LYNOTT marathon. For those of you who don't know, and I'm sure, of course, everyone knows, he's the bass player and singer for Thin Lizzy, and that was also, you know, he died way too soon, unfortunately, but he's just like a wonderful composer, singer, front man, and all. I mean, it's just like, I love that guy so much, especially Renegade, one of my favorite songs, and it's pretty much very personal, so I just love the guy. But yeah, so this is gonna be a Phil marathon. So we're gonna start it off. There's just one song I couldn't find on Spotify, but Nick was kind enough to send me all the links on YouTube. For some people, those links, I guess, I had to put on a VPN, but I found them. The only one I'm gonna have to play is, I'm gonna get there in a second. So we're gonna start it off with King's Call. This is from Solo and Soho. This is 19, let's see. Doesn't say. I'll look it up when I do the song. Then we're gonna switch to, this is Gary Moore and Phil LYNOTT, Out in the Fields, from their Platinum collection. Then Military Man, Run for Cover. Let's see, 1985. All right, and so that's also Phil and Gary Moore. And then we're gonna do this one here that I needed a VPN for. This is Somebody Else's Dream, Somebody Else's Dream by Phil, and we're gonna end it with The Man's a Fool with that's a Phil LYNOTT album. Let's see here, 1982. So I hope I got everything right year-wise. Some of the information is not on here. Phil's stuff is not really like complete on Spotify, unfortunately. There's like, you know, a best of, and then there's like something that's supposed to be a solo album, but it's a Gary Moore album. So as good as I could, I found all the songs, but I do got all the links from Nick. And since I have to use a VPN, I don't want to record while using a VPN, because if it, you know, if something happens with the VPN, we lose the signal, and then I'd rather do them on Spotify. So without further ado, let's get started. Thank you so much. I was going to say Phil. Thank you so much, Nick, for sponsoring the marathon. You already sponsored the first Thin Lizzy marathon and the second, or maybe the second and the third. But yeah, a lot of Thin Lizzy coming from Nick, and we're getting a fourth. So I'm super excited. Thank you so much. And I'll be right back with the music. Alrighty then, here we go with the first song, King's Call. Here we go.
It was a rainy night, the night the king went down. Everybody was crying, seemed like sadness had surrounded the town. Me, I went to the liquor store, and I bought a bottle of wine and a bottle of gin. I played his records all night, drinking with a close friend. Now some people say that ain't right, and some people say nothing at all. But even in the darkest of night, you can always hear the king call. You can always hear the king call.
Yeah.
Everybody was crying, everybody said it was a plain gray day. Me, I went to the liquor store and I bought another bottle of wine and another bottle of gin. I played his records all night and I got drunk all over again. Now some people say that that ain't right, and some people say nothing at all. I say nothing. But even in the darkest of night, you can always hear the king call. You can always hear the king call. I wonder if you're lonesome tonight.
Wow.
And I'd rather go on hear your lies than to go on living without you. Now some people say that that ain't right, and some people say nothing at all. But even in the darkest of night,
Oh my god, that sounded so much like Mark Knopfler. I have to look it up. And I was gonna say, this reminds me so much of Dire Straits. Like, this is not as heavy as, you know, Thin Lizzy, but it doesn't have to be, you know. I love this, man. Let's see. I want to see King's Call. Who is on the guitar? I'll keep it playing, but I have to know.
you can always hear the king call. You can always hear the king call.
Yes, yes, it is him.
You can always hear the king call.
Of course.
And now the stage is bare, and I'm standing here. You can always hear the king call. You can always might as well bring the curtain down. You can always hear the king call. You can always hear the king call. I cried the night the king died. You can always hear the king call. You can always hear the king call. You can always hear the king call. You can always hear the king.
I knew it. I just knew it. This was amazing. And I've heard, like, the first Dire Straits album, I've heard it, I'm sure, well over 100 times. Even with Alexia, maybe 50 times or more. And so, for me, Mark Knopfler, I think he's like my third favorite guitar player, being Alan Holdsworth, the first one, David Gilmour, the second, and then Mark Knopfler being the third. And then there's so much more guitar players, but these are just like the one that I hold dearest, you know. And maybe they're not the most technical ones, you know, like Gilmour or Knopfler, even though they are very, very technical. I mean, just by learning solos by Gilmour and Knopfler, like, that has given me so much, just by learning, you know, like 3-4 solos of each player. That increased my playing by so much, you can't believe it, because they're so, maybe they're not fast, but they are very technical and very just like the way they play the harmonies and the chord progressions is just so rich, and their bends and their licks, super cool. For me, just like when it comes to blues, you know, blues, to use blues as a tool, you know, in music, they are the two best ones for me. And they're not, I don't consider them blues players at all. They're rock players, but they use a lot of blues, you know, language. So, because like a blues player would say Stevie Ray Vaughan, B.B. King, Eric Clapton, those are blues players. Gilmour and Knopfler are more like, I guess I would say, yeah, like more like a fusion of styles, you know. So wow, and I'm so happy that I did recognize him. This was a great song, and I was gonna say this reminds me of Dire Straits before Mark Knopfler came in, because Phil has that same like timbre in his voice, like the same, like the register is very deep, very low. And I was like, wow, he sounds like Mark singing, you know. And then suddenly you hear the guitars, like that sounds like that has to be Mark Knopfler or someone playing exactly like him, but it was him. So super happy, can't wait to listen to the song again. I'm actually gonna send it to Alexia right now, and I'm telling her like listen to this. Okay, all right. So next song is Out on the Field. Let's see if there's more surprises coming. I mean, because I knew this was not Gary Moore, but let's see if we can, you know, recognize who the guitar player is. Freaking Gary Moore is so good. Oh my god! But I mean, so this is more a Gary. This is a Gary Moore song, and he has Phil, of course, like featured on the track. But oh man, I love that this is like, it reminds me of Priest a little bit. You know, I love. It always reminds me a little bit of Maiden, of course, but they came after, you know. So this is a good track. I love the solo. I kind of like predicted the scale there, I know, But you know, it is what it is. You know, when you're listening to that kind of metal for so many years, and that's what I would have played, you know, as well when I do a scale like that. But yeah, let's continue. It's very good. I love it.
One by one. No flag has ever stopped a bullet from a gun. Death is just a heartbeat away. A heartbeat away. Death is just a heartbeat away. A heartbeat
Man, these guys, so good. This is such good music. Thank you, Nick, for introducing me to this, and everybody else who's not familiar with this. Come on, man, this is amazing. So, Military Man, another Gary Moore tune with Phil. Run for Cover is the album 85. Let's go. Let's go.
Mama, take a look at your boy, he's a military man. Mama, take a look at your boy, he's crying. Mama, take a look at your boy, he's a soldier. Mama, take a look in his eyes, they're colder. Mama, take a look at your boy, he's a military man. Mama, take a look at your boy, he's dying. Mama, take a look at your boy, he's fighting. Mama, take a look at your boy, he's frightened. They have trained your boy to kill, and kill someday he will. They have trained your boy to die, and ask you questions why. Mama, take a look at your boy, take a look at your boy, take a look at your boy. He's a killer. Yeah. Mama, take a look at your boy, take a look at him now, take a look at your boy. He's a soldier, he's colder, he's older, mama. Mama, take a look at your boy, away older. Mama, take a look at your boy like a lamb is smarter. They have trained your boy to kill, and kill someday he will. They have trained your boy to die, and ask no questions why. One day.
Okay, we're gonna rewind, but just got Alexia. She just told me, oh man, this sounds amazing. Sounds like Dire Straits. I sent it to her. See, she has that ear as well, because she's like, I'll tell her later when she comes home. It's like, yeah, you know who that was? Mark Knopfler, because she's listening right now to King's Call, and that's the only problem that I have with Steely Dan's Gaucho, that they had Mark in there and they recorded him for, I don't know, 20 hours, and they only used like 10 minutes of his stuff. It's just, I wish they would get together again, you know, like, that's the only thing that I don't understand. Time Out of Mind is a great song. It sounds like Dire Straits. It sounds like Mark Knopfler, infused, of course, but I guess they could have used them way more. But, well, you know. Okay, let's continue. It changed here.
No questions why. please hold me. And you and I, we will live our life together until that day when we die. I will love you, mother. I will always love you. I am writing from this war. Oh, mama, I don't know what I'm fighting for. And if you see my children, God bless them, kiss them, and tell them that I miss them. See, I'm frightened in the dark. Mama, mama, the blood is ankle deep. They have trained your boy to kill. Kill someday he will. They have trained your boy to die. Mama, take a look at your boy. Take a look at your boy. Take a look at your boy. He's marching. He's a soldier. He's on the street. He's marching to the back.
Wow. These guys, I mean, Gary Moore, hands down, what a player. Emotional as hell. And he can't, what I love about him is that he plays like, I don't know, with so much feeling. And even though when he plays fast, so he's one of the, you know, the faster guys that I really like because he has so much heart in his playing. There's so much good stuff. Like Gary Moore, what a legend. And I'm so sorry both of them are, you know, no longer with us, but wow, just like great musicians overall, both of them great singers. Oh, man, I'm just like, okay, all right, so this is the one that we're gonna do off of YouTube. Let's see, so I guess I will have to use a VPN. I don't know where you are, Nick, but if you're in a different country, like maybe Canada or England, that's why the links are not working over here. Sometimes it happens, you know, it's just weird. Even with our videos, like some of them get blocked in certain countries because a certain song or something, so I have to dispute that. But we're gonna do somebody else's dream by Phil. And it says here the boys are back in town, Thin Lizzy and Philip LYNOTT. I don't know if it's LYNOTT or LYNOTT, so I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. I'm sorry, I don't mean to. But here we go.
Hey, I'm born with the whole musical scene. And then he says, I see your hand. It's the greatest thing. But the more he gets to know you, the more he shows you he's on the lunatic bridge. You see, as silly as it seems, I'm so tired living at somebody else's dream. Who do you think you are? Are you a poet, a lover, a father, a rock and roll star? Who do I think I am? Who do I think I am? I love my partner in life, my wife, and children, man. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Well, I'm messed up, I'm fucked up, oh, I should shut up. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Who do I think I am? You meet 1,000 different faces, but it's that same old recurring thing. In 1,000 different places, do you know her? Let me introduce you. Do you know what I mean? Then you get impatient, then you start to scream. You see, as silly as it seems, you're living out somebody else's dream. You're living out someone else's dream. You're living out someone else's dream. You're living out somebody else's dream. So tired of it. So tired of it. Of living. People say it must be nice to be noticed, and you say it don't affect me at all. But someday this pretending it must stop, and you must protest. Do the people have the right to know it all? Do they know it all? Are they told it all? Do you know it all? I don't know at all. As silly as it seems. What did that mean? I mean, it was a car, flash, a scheme. What did you mean? You're living out someone else's dream. What does that mean? I don't know, man. Let's go, man. I don't want to do this again. You're living out someone else's dream. You're living out someone else's dream. Who says the song has anything in common with you? Somebody else's dream. That's for me. You see, as silly as it seems.
Amazing. Just I love that this song was totally different. It was very like it was just more like a ballad, you know, the lyrics and I don't know, it just works. This guy just has such a good voice that he can do, you know, metal or rock or just, you know, something softer like this. This was a cool track, really, really cool. Somebody else's dream. Loved it. So that's the one that we pulled from YouTube. Sounded a little bit muffled. You know, a little bit. It was hard to understand the lyrics. But overall, great track. I loved it. I did miss a solo, but hey, you can always have everything you want. But we're still gonna play another one here. The Man's a Fool, by Phil And so yeah, so let's see one real quickly. So we're good on time. I would like to play another one at the end, something else by himself. So let's listen to The Man's a Fool. This is from 1982. All right, here we go.
Now do you understand that this was no ordinary man? And do we all agree that we should use any means necessary? Like standing in a lane, like fooling at the same time. Can we? Do you think there's hope for us? Can we save it? Do you think all is lost? Can we save the world in time? The man's a fool. The man's a crazy mixed up fool. The man's a fool. The man is crazy mixed up. Now do we dare go on, knowing that we've done something wrong? Do we dare turn back, knowing what we lack? We could still be strong, we could live as one. Can we? Do you think that's hope for us? Can we save it? Do you think we can still trust? Can we save the world in time? The man's a fool. The man's a crazy mixed up fool. The man's a fool. The man is crazy mixed up. I say it with reluctance. I say it with repentance. I say it so hopeless. Can we save the world in time? The man's a fool. The man's a crazy mixed up fool. The man's a fool. The man is crazy mixed up. Would we get a chance? Or is it hopeless? Repenting with reluctance. Please reveal my sentence. Can we save the world in time? Can we save the world in time? Can we save it? Is all lost? Is there such a holocaust? Can we save the world in time? Can we save the world in time?
I love it. Totally different, Oh, what was that? Shapes of Things to Come. We did that last time for Nick also. But yeah, this, I love the style. It was a little bit more, it had a horn section and it just felt a little bit different. I love that, the man can just lend his voice to anything. So I thought, what if we do another one of the 1982 album? It's called Philip LYNOTT album, of Philip LYNOTT album. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, called Old Town, the song. It has a lot of listeners, maybe a lot of people would like it. What do you say? Let's try it. Because we're still good on time and these songs are not very long, so I think we should give it a shot. Old Town. 6 million views. Let's try it. Let's go.
The old Covent Garden, I remember only too well.
The girl's a fool, she broke the rules, she heard him high. This time he will break down. She's lost his trust and so she must all is lost. The system He plays it hard, she plays it tough. But that's enough, the love is over. She's broke his heart and that is rough. But in the end he'll soon recover. The romance is over. This boy is cracking up. This boy has broken down. This boy is cracking up. This boy has broken down. I've been spending my money in the
Very cool, that part. That's the stuff that I would learn. You know, when I started out playing guitar, I was obsessed with classical music, but also very like classical passages. You know, like Paganini and Bach and a whole bunch of stuff from Mozart on the guitar, and it's really not designed to be played on the guitar. So if you get that stuff down, it's very good technique. This is really cool. I love the style. It's, you know, it's just like not as heavy, but it's still as good. You know, as Thin Lizzy and Gary Moore with Phil. I like it. I like that he just like plays whatever sounds good. You know, on this album here, on the solo album. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
spending my money in the old town. It's not the same, honey, when you're not around. I've been spending my time in the old town. I sure miss you, honey. Now you're not around. Now you're not around this old town.
Awesome. So yeah, that's it for Phil's marathon. Thank you so much, Nick. We still are doing a Thin Lizzy marathon. I think tomorrow. I think today. I'm spent because I did some marathons before this. But man, what a good artist Phil was, and Gary. And just people they played with, like just amazing stuff. Like there's a lot to love here. I mean, the first song obviously blew me away because it had Mark Knopfler in it, and then Out in the Fields, man, heaviness, great stuff, great heavier rock. Military Man was excellent message as well. And then we did Somebody Else's Dream. Also very different. And that's what I loved about it, that it was just different style of music, trumpets, keyboards. I like that. The Man's a Fool, and then we just threw one more in there. You know, the Old Town, which is, I think that's the most played song on the album, which is kind of cool. Well, I hope you did enjoy. Thank you so much to Nick again for sponsoring this marathon. Thanks to you guys for watching, for liking the video, for subscribing, whatever you do, you know. And check out our Patreon maybe if you like. We do have about 34 full albums on there. If you would like to, you know, help us out on that front, you know, support us, and you get, you know, 2 albums a month, uninterrupted. I mean, uninterrupted by ads or anything. I mean, we do pause to talk about things, but that's pretty much it. But yeah, check it out if you'd like. Thank you so much again for being here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.